So again, remember, you're changing the information, the data, into human language. So just like as if you're explaining it in a presentation to a classroom or to a group of people. We can write a little bit more about comparing it. The most important comparison here, of course, is, remember what I said, the shape of these two bar graphs are very different. So we want to comment on that, and we want to use that for our conclusion, because that's the most interesting point that we learn from these bar graphs. So let's talk about the overall shape. So again, one paragraph, we're continuing from the end of this sentence here. As we can see from the overall shape of these bar graphs, Vancouver has high precipitation from October to March, October to, let's say, February, and low or lower rainfall from March to September. Opposite to this, Washington DC experiences high and low rainfall throughout the year. Because we can see that in the Washington bar graph, there's a high month and a lower month, and a high month and a lower month. So that's why we can say experiences high and low rainfall throughout the year. Okay, now let's give a conclusion to this paragraph, just an overall idea of what we can learn. And when we look at the months and we look at the rainfall, we can see that in Vancouver, rainfall is seasonal. So don't forget that when you're looking at months and years, you're also looking at seasons like summer, fall, winter, spring. So let's conclude with this. And again, we're continuing from the end of the sentence. It's just one nice big paragraph. So here's our conclusion. By observing the patterns of rainfall in these two North American cities, we can infer infer is an important word. It means educated, yes. We can infer that precipitation in Vancouver is seasonal. Okay. And we can add a little bit to this if we want, but we can stop here as well. It's okay. So precipitation in Vancouver is seasonal with much rain during fall and winter, but dry months in summer. Nevertheless, again, kind of means like however, nevertheless, Washington, D.C. has high precipitation throughout the year. Okay, and that's the end of our paragraph for this task 1. Now remember that when you're finished your 150 to 200 words, it's a 150 word minimum, so try to write a little bit more if you can. When you're finished and you're finished your conclusion, try to have a couple of minutes to read your paragraph and check for mistakes. The most important mistake to check for are coherence mistakes, so information mistakes. Make sure that all of your information is correct and nothing is confusing, no confusing grammar can be found in the paragraph. And then if you catch some spelling errors or so on, that's fine too, but the most important is the information mistakes. So let's have a look at our complete paragraph, and then let's look to see if we can find some mistakes and get the final version of this paragraph for a nice high grade on the IELTS exam. Okay, next we'll be looking at line graphs, and we're going to go through an example of a simple line graph, the same as with this bar graph. Again, we'll look at the first 2 sentences to describe the main part of analyzing, which is 10 to 12 sentences, and then finally 1 or 2 sentences for conclusion.